I want to go back when you were talking about, you talked about being allergic to alcohol, but I was reading an article about when you made your shift in your career and in your life, about being a functioning alcoholic, and you had a #1 hit going on at the time. And I want to say you were maybe a bandmate or a friend or somebody, you were sitting back with somebody, and kind of talking about, you know, wanting to make a transition and realizing like, I'm supposed to be celebrating this, and you were in your own head. Can you talk through that?
Oh yeah, man. So, I mean, it was when Countrywide, our first #1 went, the night it went #1, we were on tour. And of course, we did a little celebration for it. And in the middle of it, I kind of walked back to the bus for whatever reason by myself, and I got in the back lounge, and I just went into this little train of thought. It was kind of, there was a philosopher at some point that said, the majority of man's struggles come from his inability to sit in a quiet room alone. And for whatever reason, I felt like I needed a quiet room alone that night for a minute. And I remember sitting on the back of the bus being like, I mean, this is really cool, but we're not really celebrating anything, because we did the same shit last night and the night before and the night before for months, years. You know, so it was like, I knew there were some things in life that needed to change. And I was just like, man, the things that I was raised to prioritize and you know, value in life were just so far from the life I was living. And like, kind of like just knowing I was kind of at an impasse. There's some medical stuff going on too, but yeah, I was losing the battle with addiction, man. It was kicking my teeth in. And, but if you didn't know me well, you wouldn't know I was, you know, tore up. It was, I had my cruising altitude and highly functioning wasn't the word for it. It was life, buddy. It was like, you know, I never stopped. And, but I remember sitting back there, and I called my manager. I was like, hey man, I need to find some time and just go in and get medically detoxed so I don't have a seizure or something. But
was something happened in the moment that made you feel like you were getting close to a seizure or something like
epiphany?
that?
Oh, well, I'd had like pancreatitis. My liver and kidneys were starting to, you know, throw me a little bit of trouble. And so my health was kind of in decline. I was only 24, 25. So it was just kind of not sleeping, partying from the time the sun came up till it went down, and then maybe till it came up again, you know, on a repetitive basis. And it was just like, man, people work their entire or half their lives, right, trying to get a #1 on country radio. Some of them never, most of them never get a song, you know, on the radio at all. And here we are, like, I felt like I was kind of being disrespectful to those people and all the guys around me by, you know, when we're supposed to be celebrating something, we're just doing the same shit we did last night. It's just a cake tonight that says #1 on it. That's the only difference. And I got my second #1 in rehab.
Nice.
Sitting in some smoking porch with my buddy Daryl.
Yeah.
And
Shout out Daryl, man.
Shout out Daryl.
Shout out Daryl, wherever you're at, buddy. Good looking out. But yeah, man, it was the best decision I ever made. It's a whole new life, and I don't use the word sober, because I have a lot of respect for the sobriety community and the recovery community, and I am not that. I'm California sober, meaning I
smoke weed.
Smoke weed.
You enjoy some vitamins.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I brought some with me. I didn't know if y'all smoked or not, but these little things are magic. They're Jeters. So just so y'all know, we rode the bus up to the nearest legal Michigan. So
what's the nearest
Michigan, Florida.
Yeah, legal. We're in a legal state right now.
We are in Michigan. We're in Michigan.
Yeah,
we're actually in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
We're in Ann Arbor, Michigan right now.
Shout out the Wolverines.
Yeah. Got it. Go blue.
Get some.
Go blue on that. Well, it's such an interesting time for you to have an epiphany, first #1, and for you to go sit in a room and be like, hey, this is not the way I want to live my life. You would think it'd be the opposite. Like, you'd sit there and be like, oh shit, I'm doing everything right now. Like, we gotta ride this hard and get put away wet.
Absolutely.
And so is there like what was the process for you in that situation where you're like, oh, this is not it? Like, what is it? Anything specific happened that night? Or is it just the redundancy of everything that's been going on and realizing like you want to keep the dream alive?
It was kind of an epiphany moment, right? Where it was kind of a moment of surrender too. It's like me and God at that point. Like, I know I talk rough, and I'm a rougher dude, but my faith's really important to me, man. And as far as I got away from God, I don't feel like he ever let go of me. So even in times like that, like even in the fucked up way I used to talk to him. It was like I was talking to one of my buddies, you know, but it was kind of a conversation between him and me. And I think addicts just, most of us, man, we, you know, they say it takes like a traumatizing, life-changing event to get a lot of our attentions. Well, that had happened time and time again. And I had been, you know, court ordered to go to treatment a couple times for lesser charges. And I'm letting y'all know a lot today, by the way. I didn't know. I thought we was going to be laughing.
Hey, thank God we came to Michigan.
We'll get to the laughing. We'll get to the laughing.
Okay, we're going to smoke this
We'll get to the laughing.
But yeah, man, it was like, you know, we have this thing where, you know, in times of crisis, or I think a lot of times it's a crush too. Like if we get in a lot of trouble, you know, I'm going to sober up. I'm going to change my life, you know. Or for my mom at one point, just dude, aged 20 years in a year. Had a lot of stuff going on, and I was just stressing her out. But, you know, you want to make that change for her. But that night, what was different, and I knew it was different, was like, man, this is a moment of clarity amongst all the chaos and mayhem in my life. And I felt like it was a time that, like, God was like, hey, man, now I've got your attention. For whatever reason, he had my attention that night. And it was just like, man, if I make a decision to change now when I'm not in crisis, like when I'm not at the end of my rope, when I'm not, you know, suicidal or this, that, and the other. Like I'm making a conscious decision to change my life, and it's on my terms. Mm-hmm. And I'm such a maniac when it comes to that. It's like I have a bar in the doghouse, is what we call it. It's a 7,500 square foot man cave. It's got all my shit in it.
The doghouse.
Yeah. The doghouse.
Where I live. So I've got a bar in that, and people ask me like, dude, if you don't drink, why do you have a bar? And dude, because I like winning. Yeah. Every time I walk by that son of a bitch, or every time I go behind the bar and pour somebody a drink, like I get to whip its ass. Mm. You know what I mean? And it's it kind of turned into that thing for me. I never tell people I can't drink. I can. Yeah. I could probably drink half this bus under the table if we went back there. But I made the decision not to.
You think you still got it like that?
Dude, I don't think it'd take long. I mean, really? In my worst, dude, I carried around a laptop bag. And
I'm a little rusty.
I'm rusty for sure, but we can dust.
Be like old Frank the Tank in old school.
Maybe we crack one right now.
There might be a little dust on the bottom. Don't let it fool you about what's inside, Bubba. I drank with my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I drink with my heart.
Drink like you mean it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was definitely a life-changing thing. It was crazy. I went in. Keith Urban showed up when I was in there, just on a whim one day, and I've told this story a bunch, but man, he sat down and had a conversation with me, and I don't know if I'd be playing music right now had it not been for that conversation with that man. So that was pretty cool. And then the day I got out, my record label president, my manager, picked me up at the rehab facility and took me straight to the tour bus, and I went out on the Eric Church Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour in 2012.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
How was that
Just
tour?
had the devil right next to you the whole time.
No doubt.
Bro, if y'all only understood, like I've been uncomfortable on stage several times in my life, but then I literally fell out of my skin. I felt like I was butt naked up there in front of thousands of people every night. And the good thing was the conversation with Keith, he told me that. He was like, you're going to feel like you're out of your skin up there. Mm-hmm. He said, it's never going to be what it was. He said, but it will be better. You'll have more control over what you're saying and just the show itself and how you're communicating with people. And it made all the sense in the world, and it eventually got there. But yeah, that whole tour, dude, I felt like I was butt naked up there holding the guitar.
When did it start to feel more comfortable?
I don't remember, because it was it was a battle.